Hi there, my name is Adam Briggs. I'm a CPA and a partner at Briggs & Associates, Chartered Professional Accountants based at St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, we are a full-service professional accounting firm with a 9-person team. We've got 3 people working in our office, 2 working remotely from within Canada, and we have 4 people working with Integrity. Well, I'll be honest, I was initially against the idea of offshore staffing. I kept ignoring their emails and once even wrote to them to say don't contact me anymore. But eventually I attended one of their free CPD webinars on a platform, MYCPE, and that kind of expanded the horizons for me. What I realized from there was that the Big Four and the other large accounting firms have expanded their operations, by virtue of their global teams. Offshore staffing was a similar solution for firms like us that would help us grow. In fact, I started to have the feeling, of being left behind, at first, but we caught up pretty quickly. We started 2 years back, and in fact, Integrity's offshore staff kind of inspired me to hire remote workers from Canada. Well, like I said, watching their webinar was a trigger point that led me to explore this whole new arena of cloud or virtual working, virtual operations, virtual firms, remote operations. When I dug further, I realized that this didn't just save cost, but actually helped expand my practice. Now it's no longer confined to 30 square miles of the city. In fact, I guess about 50% of our clients today are spread nationally. So now I can move from one province to another and build my office there. Building an offshore team has given me, the flexibility that I've wanted. In fact, if I have my laptop and Wi-Fi, I can manage my work from, pretty much anywhere. I can communicate, review, get everything done, really easily. And it's just changed my professional life. Look, if I want to go on a 3-week trip to Europe with my family, it doesn't really bother me. Unlike previously, when I needed to plan in advance, even if I wanted to take, just 3 or 4 days off work. Now that the operations are fully under my control, all I need is to ensure I check on everything, for maybe a couple of hours every day or whatever. Read my emails, get a report on what's going on. Honestly, it's been a life-changing idea for me. Well, as someone who was himself against the idea, but now with a changed outlook, first of all, I'd say people need to look at this with an open mind, because this is the way the world is operating now, and it's going to, obviously, in the future. Communication is most important. Unlike you speak with your office colleagues directly, now technology has taken over all that. Here, all your communications happen over phone, Skype, instant messaging or video calling. But still, you've got to communicate regularly, review, and give instructions in order to make this relationship work. I'd say second most important thing is to think of them as your own core team. You never treat them like a third party. You don't treat them like a machine. just the way your people working for you as your core team. And when you do that, that's where the most important of the things are taken care of. And lastly, for me, it's a solution where I can build an efficient team in the long run and not have just a temporary or seasonal solution. So this has given me the flexibility of working just about 25 to 30 hours a week, except during real high traffic peak seasons when there's a lot of pressure. Otherwise, it's just 25, 30 hours a week now, and it's given me the flexibility to travel whenever and wherever I want to. So I think of it as a long-term solution to grow my practice and at the same time balance my professional and family life because of this new opportunity. And in fact, I'm planning my next trip abroad to India where I can actually meet my team. I've never been there before and have met them only virtually ever since we have been working together. So I might take a couple of days off and just to be with them, and it'll be a great opportunity to know them better and understand the way they operate. Yes, it was initially while building a virtual practice, but it actually popped into my mind a few days after I had hired the first offshore person. So I went back and I asked Integrity how they took care of this. I was literally amazed by the policies and controls that they have in place. They are completely paperless, fully digital. Everything is monitored on CCTV. They have access card controlled entries and exits. There's a whole policy of security parameters implemented at their offices as part of their business. In fact, it was they who suggested to me to implement multi-factor authentication in our operations for better security, so that the only person with sufficient rights and a password can access the system. So we're secure, and we've grown, I guess, about 80% virtual in the practice with their advice. Well, today we have 4 full-time offshore staff people working with us through Integrity. But let me tell you an antidote. Just 1 month into working, we had to let go of the first hire. Now, I was really upset with Integrity regarding the quality of staff that they had assigned to us. They interviewed first to shortlist for us, and then we interviewed. We asked him, a lot of questions, and we performed tests as well. So that really was a properly evaluated hire, and really that's about the best that can be done. But back then, I was convinced that maybe all this worked well on paper, but not really so well in practice. And even though that was a mistake, it could have still happened even if I had hired directly. It was just a hiccup. I panicked, which honestly wasn't necessary. I spoke with the account manager team at Integrity, who kind of convinced me to give it another chance. And on the brighter side, Integrity provided us an immediate replacement, while the outgoing person provided a proper hand-holding during that. And so there was no transition gaps to speak of, and I'm glad that I continued the relationship. And here I am today, fully secure in my working. Well, it's satisfying for me that my average work week is 25 to 30 hours a week now. And I'd like to keep it that way if integrity is by my side. And I'm sure that it'll get that way or better. So thank you very much.